bell was rung 85 times this morning in memory of Ned Lund.
So let's take a moment to remember him. Good morning. My name is Daphne Clement, and I worship at the Allen's Neck Friends Meeting out in South Dartmouth. We're the people who brought you the flags for your yard summer before last. They were our activism towards stopping gun violence. So I first worshiped at a UU church in downtown Portland, Oregon, in the 1990s. I attended with my children, and it was a vital downtown city church, just like this one. Their building was not quite as nice, but a very vital community. And then I left and went down to the Unitarian Seminary in Berkeley, California, Starr King School for the Ministry. And I entered Starr King as a UU, and I left as a Quaker. And I found that when I didn't have children sitting next to me, I really liked the silence. So, so that's my introduction. So let us covenant together. Can you see this? Let us covenant together with one another to keep faith with the source of life, knowing that we are not our own. Earth made us. We have some housekeeping things. If you're new, you're invited to sign the blue card probably in front of you. You're encouraged to sign the blue card. There will be a coffee hour after. Please join us. We are live streaming, and you can like and subscribe to the YouTube channel to see it. Please silence your cell phones. So next week is the last service, and please bring a dish for potluck. And there will be a jazz service on July 2nd, and you can buy a raffle ticket, and they're here. Yeah. So now we'll light the chalice. So the Quaker peace testimony has been a powerful force, not just for Friends, but in the world. Starting in the 1600s, the peace testimony said, "We will make no occasion for war." And during the Second World War, there were a lot of Quaker peace conscientious objectors. One of the crew for the Golden Rule, which I will be talking about today, was a conscientious objector in the Second World War, and that was a huge and brave thing to do then. So the peace testimony of Quakers is what inspired the flag project that was in your front yard. I don't know if you guys saw it because you don't have summer services, but we really enjoyed it every time we went by. It was also out on the bay side and in a couple of other places, and made the front cover of our Friends Journal magazine. So what that is about is nonviolent direct action, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. So our peace testimony is also now what supports our engagement with the Golden Rule. And the Golden Rule is a ship that will be in our harbor on the 14th of June. That's next Wednesday. So you all are welcome and encouraged. I'll invite you formally at the end here to join us in that, because they are sailing for a nuclear weapons-free world. So now we're going to sing a hymn. Are you going to help us, or we do this a cappella? It's Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. It's number 361. Good and rousing. Thank you. So now let us greet one another. So I realize that the print is small today. I hope you all can read this because it's not what we normally do together. I think it's a new computer program. Okay, so we're going to read in unison the covenant. Let us covenant with one another to keep faith with the community of resistance, never to forget that life can be saved from that which threatens it by even a small band of people choosing to put into practice an alternative way of life. So I have just popped on, is it Mara? Mari, a new program for today. We're going to do some golden rule stuff. So with all the young people, and even the babies and mothers, come forward here. But you don't have to wake your baby up. Yeah, don't wake your baby up. So I'm going to ask first the oldest one here. What, you're 13, very good. Do you remember what the golden rule says? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. He has the book. Excellent, very good. Do you remember it too? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So you want people to do what you want them to do for yourself, you want to do to the others. And I think in the very smaller world that we live in now, it used to be a little homogenous. We lived in small communities and all what we wanted for ourselves was all the same. But now we live in a smaller world with lots more people and a lot of diversity. So I think we can upgrade the golden rule just a little bit by saying, do unto others as they would have you do unto them. Does that make sense? Good. So I'm going to give each one of you a golden rule handbook and 2 bookmarks. Mom, you can have one too. Thank you, Mom. There you are, beautiful people.
Daphne, should I hand her over those other?
Yes, that'd be good.
Yes.
She's going to read to us.
I love going with the flow. And my book just so happens to kind of go along with the golden rule a little bit. It's about acceptance of others and getting along with one another. So this book is called Mixed, A Colorful Story. Alexi, you guys can sit down when you're ready. Yes, please. In the beginning, there were 3 colors, yellows, reds, and blues. Reds were the loudest. Yellows were the brightest. And blues were the coolest. Everyone lived in color harmony until one afternoon when a red said, "Reds are the best." got some signs that say, #1, red, reds are the best. The yellows disagreed. No, we're the best because we're the brightest. The blues were too cool to even respond. The colors decided to live in separate parts of the city. But then, one day, a yellow noticed a blue, and something happened. I feel so happy when I'm near you, and I feel so calm when I'm with you. Yellow and blue became inseparable. Life felt so vibrant, but not all the other colors were happy about it. Colors shouldn't mix. I don't like yellow's effect on blue. That blue isn't bright enough for yellow. But yellow and blue loved each other so much they decided to mix. Together they created a new color. They named her green. Green was bright like yellow and calm like blue. But really, she was a color all of her own. Everyone was fascinated. She's so cute. I've never seen anything like her before. Even the grumpy colors fell in love with green. Can I hold her? The colors began to see new possibilities. Soon, other colors mixed and mixed and mixed and mixed. There were so many new colors and a lot of new names. Don't forget your glasses, Lavender. Be careful, Jade. Have fun, Amber. The old neighborhoods of Redville, Bluetown, and Yellow Heights didn't make sense anymore. Everyone wanted to live together, so they rebuilt the city. The new city was full of color. It wasn't perfect, but it was home. The end. All the smiley faces.
Now is the time in our service where we share with each other our joys, our sorrows. So if you have something you'd like to share, come on up, tell us your name, and tell us what you'd like to share. I'll light the candle for you.
I'm Katie. They are renovating my apartment this week. The windows are being removed and new windows are being put in, so there's going to be a lot of workmen going through my space. And the air conditioner is going to be out for a day. This is all going to happen in one day, they told me. I have to put my cats into a little carrier and keep them out of the way. I've had to move all my furniture away from the windows. I'm just stressed out and I could really use some positive energy. Thank you.
So, this is actually kind of a sorrow. When I was first coming out, way back in college, rewind, 5 years now. There was an online community that I found on the internet. It was like this online forum. If anybody of you use Reddit, and it was just like a whole group of online queer and trans people who really did help me go, figure myself out before I knew anybody in real life to be my support system. Fast forward to today, and despite being a thriving community for a decade, because of some corporate politics and stuff going on with the host's website, that forum has to be shut down. I've been seeing everybody make posts like today is the last day before that community goes completely dark. And people are just saying their goodbyes, posting like some of the best memes and all the inside jokes that they've come up with. There have been artists and drawing comics of saying farewells, and it's just sad to see that a huge part of what got me to where I am today and the online community that helped support me is closing its book.
So I'm Steve Carmel, and I want you to imagine that I'm Eli Dorsey. Hi, church. Hi. I'm at home in bed, recovering from nuclear treatments for my prostate cancer. I'm sorry I'm missing church. I hope you all send support to him. He loves this church. That's what he told me when we were on the way to Boston to Brigham and Women's. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Appreciate you bringing that message to us. I lit a couple of candles today. I went to Nico Torini and I went to S.J. Folkrod's Celebration of Life service yesterday in Peacedale, Rhode Island, and it was fantastic, and it really was a celebration of life. The minister said if there's anyone who'd like to come up and say something about SJ, that went on for over an hour, as one person after another just told them what an incredible woman this was and how much she affected their lives. So there's a candle for SJ and her terrific life. Seventh generation Unitarian. Those are few and far between here, so that was quite an amazing lady. I light another candle because we got one more new member this week, Tammy McGowan, my ex-stepsister from my first husband. So weird, but that's terrific. And I'm lighting one more candle of joy because I don't remember the last time we've had 2 babies in our sanctuary on a Sunday, and that's awesome, and you guys are adorable. Yes. So, and I lit 2 candles, as is our practice here, one for all the joys and the sorrows we keep in our hearts today, and one for everyone else who has not found a great supportive community like this to share their joys and their sorrows with.
Thank you, Karen. So now I'm going to read from an English Puritan, of all things, from 1647, and this was in a UU Grand Assembly presentation years ago, and I thought it would be perfect for us. It is a firm and radical principle in nature, engraven in the tables of the heart by the finger of God in creation, for every living, moving thing wherein there is the breath of life, to defend, to preserve, guard, and deliver itself from all things hurtful and destructive, to the utmost of its power, by all rational and just ways and means possible, to save, defend, and deliver from all oppression, violence, and cruelty. So one of the things that I like about Quakers so well is the way they talk about prayer. We hold each other in the light, and that's what we're going to do. So if you feel comfortable, you could close your eyes, And we'll begin by just holding each other in this room in the light. It's the well-wishing. And then we'll hold all of our neighbors in the light, most especially those we disagree with. And we will hold all the places on this planet, Earth, where there is war, especially Somalia and the Ukraine. And then we'll take a moment just to hold all of humanity and our precious earth into the healing light. Amen. So I think we need some more musical help, please. We're going to do This Is My Song, number 159. This is one of my favorites. Sure, but I'm going to need somebody to help start us, Karen. or you, yes, come forward, let's.
Nope. This is my song, O God of all the nations, a song of peace for lands afar and mine. This is my home, thy country where my heart is. Here are my hopes, my dreams, my holy shrine. But other hearts in other lands are beating with hopes and dreams as true and high as mine. My country's skies are bluer than the ocean, and sunlight beams on clover leaf and pine. But other lands have sunlight too, and clover, and skies are everywhere as blue as mine. Oh, hear my song, thou God of all the nations, a song of peace for their land and for mine.
Do we do an offertory? How do we do that? So I'm wanting to talk to you today about the Golden Rule. The Golden Rule ship, that is. And it's a bit of a history lesson at the beginning. In 1958, the Golden Rule set sail for the Marshall Islands to prevent atmospheric nuclear testing. It was the very first vessel for peace. There have been others, Greenpeace and others. It was crewed by 4 Quakers, and the skipper was Albert Bigelow, and he was a Quaker. He was a New England man. I think he lived in Connecticut at the time, and in the end, when he retired, he lived over in Marion, right next door to us. He was a lieutenant captain in the Navy, and he fought in World War II. After the U.S. bombed Hiroshima, he felt that war is morally impossible and that the arms race is a race towards extinction. But there is power in nonviolent direct action. In the 1950s, peace activists in this country were learning from other nonviolent direct action movements like the Montgomery bus boycott and the Black Freedom movement, Bayard Rustin and Martin Luther King and many others. So taking those lessons that they were learning from those movements, in 1958, the Golden Rule, crewed by 4 Quakers, headed for Hawaii first, and then they were going to sail on from Hawaii to the Marshall Islands. The Golden Rule is 30 feet long at the waterline. It's a small ship. It's a ketch. And all 4 of the sailors on board were experienced sailors. They got almost as far as Hawaii when they were intercepted by the Coast Guard. They were arrested, and they were jailed. And all of that caused a big international incident. But that was a good thing, because there is power in nonviolent direct action. A U.S. attorney offered to drop all the charges if the Golden Rule would change its plans. The crew declined, saying, "It's the government that should be restrained, not us." They were jailed, I think, for about a month. So that was the end of that journey. At the time, when they got out, Bigelow said, he was adamant, he said, all non-violent direct actions are taken with the fullest respect for the humanity of all opponents. They were waging peace and nonviolence. So after that, it's a little unclear what happened to the Golden Rule ship. We know that it was sunk 2 times. The last time it was sunk in Humboldt Bay, California. And it was restored, began to be restored. It was pulled out and began to be restored in 2010 by Veterans for Peace. 2 activists, Freddie and Sherry Champagne, found it. Freddie swears that when he laid a hand upon the keel, the boat spoke to him, asking for another life. He felt the spirit of the boat. Restored by the Veterans for Peace with a new mission for nuclear disarmament, the Golden Rule sailed for several years up and down the California coast. In 2019, the Golden Rule got to spend 8 months sailing the Hawaiian Islands and giving presentations for peace and nuclear disarmament. Then finally, at last, they sailed to the Marshall Islands and on to Guam and to Japan. So it was the Veterans for Peace and the Quakers together. They've envisioned sailing all the, and I'm going to have a hard time with this word, navigable, I got it, navigable waterways of the U.S. It's called the Great Loop. And so the boat was transported to Minneapolis, Minnesota. And it went then from there through the lakes, down the Mississippi, to the Gulf of Florida, to the Gulf and around Florida, and has been coming up the East Coast for the last several months. I will go up to Portland, Maine, and it's making stops all along the way. And from Portland, Maine, then it turns back around and goes down to the Hudson River and up the Erie Canal, and then down the Mississippi, and will winter in Florida. They are all of the time waging peace and nonviolence, because there is power in nonviolent direct action. So what are we up against? Today, this very day, this Sunday, the Golden Rule left New London, Connecticut, and that's where they make the Trident nuclear submarine. The Trident nuclear submarine is 560 feet long. It carries 24 ballistic missiles, 8 100-kiloton nuclear warheads, each of which is 30 times the force of the Hiroshima bomb. There is always at least one nuclear sub in the water at all times. So what does it take for successful nonviolent direct action? It takes people. It takes personal commitment. It takes people who will just show up. There truly is power in nonviolent direct action. The Golden Rule may be small and the Trident huge, but it is the many, many commitments to show up, to just show up, and to treat all people with respect for their humanity that has a greater power that is disproportionate to size. So the Golden Rule will be here with us on Wednesday. It's at Pope's Island, and the crew is, well, goodness, what they've just been through in New London. Then today they go to Providence, and and they're so busy there because there are all these different armament places and all these places to make direct nonviolent action. And we here in New Bedford, we are a fishing village, and we don't have those places that are worth protesting. So we're seeing their arrival here as safe harbor and a time to rest and relax and renew themselves. They're only here for one day, but if you feel inclined, please come to Pope Island in the afternoon on Wednesday the 14th and meet the crew and see the boat. And then also over at the meeting house, the Friends Meeting House, just right down the block, at 5 o'clock, there will be a light potluck supper And, well, no, I guess we decided no potluck. There'll be soup and bread and cookies and a film. And the crew should be there, or some of the crew. And we'll see this film about the Golden Rule. So I invite you to come. I guess that's it. So now we're going to sing another hymn, and here comes Karen to help us do it. And the print is very small. Where's my... Oh dear, I've lost my order of service. Here it is.
There's no place in this world where I'll belong when I'm gone. I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. You won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. Won't feel the flowing of the tide when I'm gone. All the pleasures of love will not be mine when I'm gone. My pen won't pour out a lyric line when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't breathe the brazen air when I'm gone. Can't even worry about my cares when I'm gone. I won't be asked to do my share when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. I won't be running from the rain when I'm gone. Can't even suffer from the pain when I'm gone. Can't say who's to praise and who's to blame when I'm gone, so I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. Won't see the golden of the sun when I'm gone. The evenings and the mornings will be one when I'm gone. Can't be singing louder than the guns when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. All my days won't be dances of delight when I'm gone. Can't add my name into the fight when I'm gone. Oops. Can't add my name into the fight when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. I won't be laughing at the lies when I'm gone. Can't question how or when or why when I'm gone. Can't live proud enough to die when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. There's no place in this world where I'll belong when I'm gone. I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. You won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Phil Oakes. It's a great song. So this is the last part of the covenant that we read in the beginning, the last verse. Let us covenant with one another to seek for an ever deeper awareness of that which springs up inwardly in us, even when our hearts are broken by our failure or the failure of others, cutting into our lives, even when we have done all we can and life is still broken. There is a universal love that never will. This is the ground of our hope and the reason we can be bold in seeking to fulfill the promise. And thank you guys very much. Also, if you feel inclined, at 12:30 today, we're going to be painting flags at the New Bedford Meeting House. I think it's going to be outside. And all of you would be welcome if you want to come and paint a peace flag. So please come. And thank you very much.